from the C.H. Fields Craft Kitchen here at the Hilton Garden Inn. Glad to have you with us. Coach Paul Tortorella is with me. We're going to have another special guest. One of the assistant coaches will be along with us a little bit later. We're here each and every Monday for an hour. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to any of our websites and look for the Hawk Talk post. Just have a comment, have a question, put it on there. They'll get it to me one way or another, and we'll go from there. Coach, good to have you with us again today. Shepherd, of course, last week with the 37-21 victory as they remain undefeated and on the road, too. That's some accomplishment.
Sure.
They have. You played a heck of a good team, there's no question, but so did they. Let's take a look back. And when you looked at the video and you evaluated everything, give me an overview of what you saw.
Well, I thought we played a pretty good first half. Unfortunately, I thought we should have been leading the game at halftime. We had two chances, 1st and 10 on the 13 and 1st and goal on the 8. And when you're playing a team that's, averaging 35, 40 points a game with the quarterback that they have, you have to score touchdowns and not kick field goals. So we had to settle for 2 field goals, and we were down 10-6 at the half. And I thought we let 2 opportunities. The throw in the flat was a little low. Justice didn't get it. It's a ball he knows he should catch. Javon got it to him. He got quick pressure. We knew what was going to happen. The play worked out the way we wanted it to. And he just had to throw it a little bit low to get it over to defensive end's hands. And those are catches that Justice usually makes all the time, but he unfortunately didn't catch it. So that cost us a touchdown. And then on the second series down there, first play of the series, we had a run called that we thought was going to be pretty good, and we didn't end up getting anything on it, and we had a really good soft box, so to speak, when we ran it. So we ended up getting 3rd and 10, and we hit Grant Smith in the flat, gained 5 yards, not enough for the first down, so we had to kick another field goal. If it would have been a situation where it was short yardage on 4th down on either situation, we probably would have went for it because I knew field goals weren't going to beat Shepherd. But if you'd have told me Shepherd was only going to have 10 points in the first half, I probably would have taken that if you'd have told me that before the game started. So
yeah, I would think.
We went in at 10-6, but I felt like we should have been up 14-10. But, it was a good ball game. We were going to kick off to start the second half. We took the win for the third quarter to try to get the momentum and try to get the lead, and then it never happened. And you don't want to get behind an offense like that because you got to try to keep matching scores, and that it's too tough to beat them that way.
Yeah, with a great quarterback they had and the receivers they had and everybody. Defensively, did they do anything out of the ordinary? Are you pretty well prepared for that? No,
they did exactly what we thought. We didn't think they'd change much. They played their defense. When they got us in 3rd and long, we knew we'd get the 3-man rush zone, which what they played, and you just don't want to get 3rd and 8 plus against them because they're just going to rush 3 and drop 8, and it's hard to get people open in big windows. And we were fortunate a couple times we did make first downs, but you're not going to make a living trying to make first downs on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 10. I think one was 3rd and 12. So we got behind the change there, and they could go to their 3-man rush. But defensively, they didn't blitz a whole lot. They pretty much played the coverages they've played the first 2 weeks of the season and what they've played against us in the past.
So you were pretty well satisfied at halftime, although, things didn't transpire the way you wanted. But like, as you said, 10-6 wasn't bad, holding them to 10.
Yeah, and we took the win for the third quarter. We needed to come out and get a stop, and we didn't. And they scored, but we were still okay. It was 17-6. We had a play in that very next series that we thought we had a really good chance on. It didn't, we didn't execute it. And then I think probably the biggest play of the game was when we were down 17-6. We had them 3rd and 10 on our 15. We played a 3-man rush and dropped 8, much like what Shepherd does, and they hit the tight end in the seam. We kind of blew the coverage a little bit there. That route should be taken care of, but those things happen, and that put them up by more than 2 scores. And like I said, you didn't want to get into a game with against their offense. You got to keep trying to score every time, and it caught up to us.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have more with Coach Paul Tortorella. We'll be having assistant coach Mike Box join us just a little bit later. If you want to join in, any comments or any questions that you may have for the coach or for any of us, you can go to any of our websites, any of the 4 radio station websites, United 2.5 or whatever, and pass those along. They'll get them to us. We'll come back with Hawk Talk. We're coming to you from the C.H. Fields Craft Kitchen here at the Hilton Garden Inn, and we'll be back with the coach right after we take this time out.
Everyone, this is Ryan at Four Wheeling for Less, your local ATV and side-by-side dealership. We specialize in buying, selling, and servicing all major makes and models. In our sales department, we offer financing, warranties, and purchase appraisals. Our service department will keep you up and running for your next adventure, and our parts and accessories department can help you find whatever you're looking for. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or get service work done, visit our website, or give us a call, or stop by today.
Hi, this is Zach, and welcome to Gingerbread Man Running Company, proudly located in the heart of Indiana on Philadelphia Street since 2009. We offer the top models from the best brands of running and walking shoes. Stop in today for your free gait analysis from our expertly trained staff. We are happy to help solve any foot or shoe issue you may have. Please visit our website for more information. Gingerbread Man Running. Catch us if you can.
The Co-op store has the largest selection of IUP gifts and apparel. The Co-op is always there with its convenient location and hours. The Co-op store has been serving IUP and the Indiana community since 1933, and all profits are returned to the students through campus programs and activities. The Co-op has all your campus needs from the dorm to the classroom. Visit us online at www.iupstore.com.
Kenley Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance broker located in downtown Indiana at 689 Philadelphia Street.
Hi, my name is Nicole Kenley, a licensed insurance agent with 15 years of experience in the industry. We offer many solutions such as home, auto, renters, life, flood, and many more specialty products.
Hi, my name is Sam Kenley. We are partnered with over 30 A-rated companies such as Progressive, Travelers, Allstate, MetLife, and Nationwide, just to name a few.
Please call 724-216-0972 for your free insurance review.
This is the voice of the IUP Crimson Hawks, Jack Benedict, inviting you to follow the Hawks home and away on U92.5 FM and at U92radio.com. Start your Saturday game day with another Indiana County tradition, the Luther Ford High School Coaches Corner Show, every Saturday morning on WDAD AM 1450, 100.3 FM, and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Since 1969, Luther Ford's High School Coaches Corner, every Saturday from 8 to 10 on WDAD. We have Coach Paul Tortorella with us. Coach, we were talking about going in after the first half, it's 10-6, and then come out in the third period of play. You were trailing 24-13 at the time, and you got a touchdown, and we're going to have a little video of that, put you on the board, got you a little bit closer. It actually made it 24-13, so 11 points, you're right in the game. That was Javon Davis pass to Hilton Ridley. Maybe describe that particular play.
Well, he was running a backside post, and Javon kind of moved from the pocket. He should have stayed a little bit more behind the center, but he made a great throw, got hit as soon as he threw the ball because he kind of drifted a little bit. But there wasn't a lot of room in there. They actually covered it pretty well. He had to thread it between two guys. Ridley made a great catch. He's a big body. Javon put it right where it needed to be, but he did have a lot of pressure on him when he threw the ball.
Yeah. And he's he's just a redshirt freshman too, Ridley.
Ridley, yes. Yeah. And he's a big guy. He's like 6'2 and a half, 210-pound receiver who runs better than you think he runs.
But we have a view of that from fans, of course, who were there. Nice play, and of course, over the middle, Javon hitting it. Javon had another 20 for 30 day and had 260 yards or whatever it was. You got to be pleased with the way he's played the situation that he was in, and the way he's played the first two games.
Yeah, especially in the second half. You get behind by 2 or 3 scores. They lay their ears back and they're rushing. They know we're throwing the ball. So you're getting in a pretty much all-pass situation as a quarterback. The secondary knows you're throwing. The pass rush knows you're throwing. So we thought he handled it pretty well. A couple times he got out of the pocket, and he should have stayed in the pocket. But that happens. I mean, it happens on Sundays in the NFL. And the one time he got out of the pocket, made some happen with a good throw off of the scramble. And then the next big play that hurt us, we went for it on 4th and 1. We got a really bad mark on the third down play. I mean, if you look at the video, we thought he even had the first down, but we got a bad mark and ended up being 4th and about 1.5 yards. And at that point, we're trying to win the game. We're not just going to protect the defense and punt and try to keep the score close. So we go for it, and we had it blocked pretty good, and our back bounced it outside, and our 2 linebackers both made a great play, knocked them back. One knocked them back, and Stewart spun off it, and then the second one knocked them back. But he probably should have kept it up inside. He bounced it, and to Shepard's credit, both their linebackers made a really good play on it, and we didn't make the first down.
Yeah, well, that's the mark of good teams when you're playing good teams. The play that Bajan, he made a lot of them, but the 57-yard pass play to Leonard, and that was, like a 4-play drive or whatever.
Right.
That really had to hurt.
That hurt. It was a 3rd and 6 play.
Yeah.
And we kind of left Ingram a little bit out to dry. It really shouldn't have been. He ended up being soloed on him in man coverage, and off of the routes, the matchups, we actually should have had 2 guys on him. But that's why they run the routes that they run. They hung up our strong safety, who got hung up on another route, and then they had a post corner route against our safety from the middle of the field with inside leverage. So they had a good call for the coverage we were in. We could have played it better. But the thing with Badgett and those receivers is if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay.
It's amazing. Ryan Beach.
Right.
Redshirt freshman, 5'6". He's good.
Yeah, he's fast. I think he was a 100-meter champ in the state of Maryland.
Not surprising.
Out of high school. So we knew he could run. He supposedly he's a 4.4 guy, but not only that, he's very quick. And he got behind us twice, which we didn't want. We talked about all week, keeping him in front of us. We're going to give up some passes. We're going to give up some yards. They're going to move the ball. But the throws over the top of our defense really hurt us again Saturday.
Let's go back to the quarterback with Javon playing both games.
Right.
Now, Harry Woodbury was eligible Saturday, right?
Correct.
Coming out of COVID, and you had him in uniform if you needed him. How are you going to handle that situation this week?
I think the fair thing to do is Javon's come in and done a good job these last 2 games, and Harry didn't lose the job. He was actually going to start the opener. So I think we go back to what we did the last week in fall camp, and we split the reps in practice with them, with the ones, and whoever looks the most comfortable and practices the best will probably start. But I do see probably, unless it's a major difference in how they practice this week, probably using both of them.
Interesting. But any particular way?
No, I just think it's pretty cut and dry. I think with I talked with Coach Gregory, and we're going to talk with the quarterbacks tomorrow. I think the fair thing to do. I mean, we're just trying to win the next game. We're not worrying about last week. We're not worrying about the week after. We got to do what helps us win the game this Saturday up at Mercyhurst. So the quarterback that practices the best, they're going to split the reps with the ones. They'll get the same amount of reps. And whoever looks the sharpest and practices the best this week in practice will get the start. And I'm sure the second, whoever the second guy is, we'll probably play him.
It's like a 1 and 1A.
Yeah. I mean, but, right now, I think with Javon playing for 2 weeks and Harry's past experience where he was at before, I think we have 2 quarterbacks. And right now, whoever has the best week in practice will be the starter. But, we won't be afraid to play the other guy at all.
Let's go to the injury situation. You lost to Josh Doberman there for a while. Bring us up to date on him and also on Dwayne Brown.
Dwayne has a shoulder. He hurt it on the one fade ball. He's probably questionable. He's got an AC sprain. Doberman will be fine. Kelly and Hauser are probably still out. Not having Kelly out there defensively at linebacker is kind of hurt us a little bit. We're playing now with a couple young linebackers that really have never played here before. So they're getting thrown into the fire, which is good. But the sooner we get Kelly back, the better we'll be there on defense with him. But I don't think, this week he'll be questionable, and I don't think Hauser, the other running back, I don't think he'll play this week after what we saw out there on the practice field today.
You mentioned the linebackers about inexperience. Now, we talk about the young man transferred from Youngstown State, and Malachi Newell.
Yes.
But he hasn't, he's a first-year guy here.
Well, when you play somewhere else and you play in a different defense, it's it's just totally different.
Yeah.
And it's taken him a while. He really picked it up a little bit last week. Really kind of felt more comfortable with the defense. And he is a senior. I go back, I didn't realize that somebody told me this morning, Shepherd has 29 seniors on their roster.
Well, I tell you what, I counted up the one that says GR.
Counting the grad students, yeah.
Almost 20 there.
Yeah, so they had 29 seniors, last year players. So probably the worst thing was playing them early, because they've got a lot of experience, and we have a lot of guys playing the first time for us, but, that's not an excuse. You got to, the games played in between the lines. They played a whole lot better than we did. They coached a whole lot better than we did, including me. And we had a really bad third quarter. I went back and looked at it and talked with the coaches today. It was probably the worst quarter we've played here in all my times here in 27 years.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow, that's saying a lot. That's surprising, too.
Yeah. Well, we gave up 3 touchdowns in 3 series, and we got 1 touchdown. But it could have been a lot worse. We were lucky that's all it was in the third quarter.
Well, let's give credit where credit is due, too, with the quarterback, with
Sure.
Bajan. Now, you've been here all those years.
Right.
We talked beforehand. Who compares with him that you've played against and coached against? It's hard to say, isn't it?
The Shippensburg guy that won the Harlan Hill the year we beat him in the PSAC championship, statistic-wise, has the stats like he has, but he's nowhere near the thrower and the quarterback in the pocket. And that doesn't take anything away from Zuli. He was a great quarterback. He won the Harlan Hill. But I probably, if Badgett plays the whole season, I would think he'll probably win the Harlan Hill. He doesn't miss throws. And he just doesn't miss throws.
So, I think we've heard this earlier. You guys, IUP, had a chance. You recruited a lot of people, and he paid a visit here.
Correct.
You had an opportunity to get him, but there are a lot of intangibles that go into things like that.
Well, the first problem was his dad was a good baseball player at Shepherd.
Okay.
That was the first situation we were fighting. The second situation, he grew up 30 minutes from Shepherd. So when you put those two things together, it was a tough road to hoe, so to speak. To be honest, I was hoping he was going to go to 1AA FCS. I couldn't understand why he wasn't. As a matter of fact, Carmen Felix, our buddy that used to coach here, was at Stony Brook, and I was trying to get Carmen to take him because I knew if he went to Shepherd, we'd probably meet him down the road here.
Yeah.
And but I think it was a tough. It was really hard to see this kid not playing at Shepherd. His dad was a great baseball player there. Family, the mom went to Shepherd. Grew up 30 minutes away, Martinsburg High School. There's a ton of kids from his high school to go to Shepherd. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, there's 3 or 4 kids on Shepherd's football team that were high school teammates of his. So, it was. We tried, but it was. It was a long shot.
Well, you get some and some you don't.
Sure.
That type of situation. Let's go to your secondary. You have a lot of young guys back there. You had Streeter back. You didn't have him the first week. But you had a couple of guys, too, who are prospects that were out, like Randy Washington, Isaiah Towler.
Right.
And people may not be familiar with their names, but they practiced and they gave you depth. Now, you didn't have them at all available, right?
Well, actually, Toller and Washington started out preseason camp. One was a starter in the secondary, and the other one was the first sub. starting off preseason camp, and they both got hurt in camp. Toller's a lot more serious. He's probably still out with a knee for a couple weeks. And Washington hurt his thigh, pulled a muscle in his thigh. Then he came back about a week before the season started and hurt it again. So that put both of those guys on the shelf here for a while. I think Washington may have a chance to play this week. So we're playing two COVID freshmen at both safeties. Jaheim Howard's been playing really well. He has 2 interceptions. Out of the young kids, he's probably playing the best of anybody back there in the secondary. Other than the corners, Gibson's playing pretty well at corner, and then Nas played a pretty good game Saturday. But they went after our safeties and man coverage with their inside receivers, both Beach and Gontarek, the guy that was at Shippensburg that we played against when he was at Shippensburg.
When he was there in 2014.
Right. So
that's amazing.
They did a good job matching up their 2 speed, probably their 2 best receivers inside on our safeties. It got to the point where we actually were flipping our corners and playing them inside and playing our safeties outside because they were doing it so much. Then what we did the same thing to them with Irvin Charles. After they scored to make it 24-6, we put Irvin Charles inside into the boundary and matched him up with their safety, and we hit the long pass the very first play of the next series. And we had that in our plan to do the same thing that they were doing to us, putting the skill inside receivers on our safeties instead of letting our corners cover them. So in turn, we went and we had the whole plan, that way anyway to do to them, and then we did that, and we went after the guy. I believe it was De Leon, number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
The safety. We put Irvin on him into the boundary as an inside receiver and went after him right away and hit. I think that was the 50-yard pass we hit. Because that's a mismatch. Those good wideouts like Irvin Charles and Dwayne Brown on safeties, and Gontarek and Beach on safeties, that's a mismatch for the offense. And if you don't give them help, they're in trouble. Now, we started giving those guys help. It was a little bit after the fact, and we started actually when those guys were inside, Beach and Gontarek, we started doubling them. But the problem with that is now you leave everybody else in single coverage when you double a receiver. So you got to, and a couple times it was good. They wanted to throw to Beach, I think 1 or 2 times, and we had them doubled. And then the one time they went to throw it to Gontarek, and we had them doubled. But they've got some other good receivers, and the quarterback's really sharp. That's the other thing. He's not just a guy that can go out there and throw a ball on air, and he does a great job. But when the bull, when you're in 11-on-11 and he's getting a pass rush, it doesn't faze him at all. Twice he threw touchdown passes and he got hit as soon as he threw the ball. I mean, he got hit right when he threw the ball both times.
You always had you had to be aware of him running too, because I know he had 9 rushes coming into the game, but he's 6'3", 215, whatever he is, and you think about him as a great quarterback, hitting his receivers, progressions, all this sort of thing. But he can beat you, or he can cause some problems when he runs.
Yeah, he hurt us a couple times 2 years ago in the playoff game running, scrambling. And so we were prepared for that. But, when you put more guys in coverage, then you got to deal. Like the one he tried to run up the middle, and he had a little bit of a lane, and Fowler made a great play and knocked the ball out right before the end of the half. And if we would have recovered it, it was on their 35-yard line. We would have had a really good chance to go in and take the lead. But they recovered it, and then they punted the ball into the wind, and it hit on our 40 because Dwayne couldn't get to it. It was just straight up in the air. It was about a 20-yard punt into the wind, and it bounced 20 yards down to our 20-yard line. So that kind of hurt. The clock wasn't working, and we weren't sure. I think we were down to a minute. I don't think we had more than one timeout, and we were backed up on our own 20-yard line, and we didn't want to turn the ball over and give them another chance to score. So we played it probably. If I had to do it over again, maybe we would have tried to get in a 2-minute offense there. But the part of the problem was we weren't sure, not with not having the clock, and it was the officials that were keeping the clock. After every play, we had to ask them how much time's left. So that was a little bit of an issue, and we had made a first down, and we were getting ready to try our 2-minute offense. We were on like a 38-yard line, and they told us there was only 23 seconds left. So. But it was fine. We were fine going in at 10-6. We knew we were in a battle, and we felt really good about it.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take a time out here, Coach, and we're going to bring along a guy who played here, who is coaching here, and we're going to have him come along and join us in just a moment. We're on Hawk Talk. We're glad to be with you. We're glad that you're with us, and we're coming to you from the C.H. Fields Craft Kitchen in the Hilton Garden Inn. We'll be back with the coach and more right after we take this time out.
Hey everyone, this is Ryan at Four Wheeling for Less, your local ATV and side-by-side dealership. We specialize in buying, selling, and servicing all major makes and models. In our sales department, we offer financing, warranties, and purchase appraisals. Our service department will keep you up and running for your next adventure, and our parts and accessories department can help you find whatever you're looking for. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or get service work done, visit our website, or give us a call, or stop by today.
Hi, this is Zach, and welcome to Gingerbread Man Running Company, proudly located in the heart of Indiana on Philadelphia Street since 2009. We offer the top models from the best brands of running and walking shoes. Stop in today for your free gait analysis from our expertly trained staff. We are happy to help solve any foot or shoe issue you may have. Please visit our website for more information. Gingerbread Man Running. Catch us if you can.
The Co-op store has the largest selection of IUP gifts and apparel. The Co-op is always there with its convenient location and hours. The Co-op store has been serving IUP and the Indiana community since 1933, and all profits are returned to the students through campus programs and activities. The Co-op has all your campus needs from the dorm to the classroom. Visit us online at www.iupstore.com.
Kenley Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance broker located in downtown Indiana at 689 Philadelphia Street.
Hi, my name is Nicole Kenley, a licensed insurance agent with 15 years of experience in the industry. We offer many solutions such as home, auto, renters, life, flood, and many more specialty products.
Hi, my name is Sam Kenley. We are partnered with over 30 A-rated companies such as Progressive, Travelers, Allstate, MetLife, and Nationwide, just to name a few.
Please call 724-216-0972 for your free insurance review.
And welcome back, everybody. Jack Benedict here, Coach Paul Tortorella, and we have another special guest this week, and we welcome Mike Box, who is the assistant head coach. I have to get all these things, and recruiting and wide receivers coach. I think I got it all. Mike, welcome aboard.
Glad to be here. Appreciate you.
Let me do this. There we go. There we turn your mic on. There we go.
There it is. Man. Appreciate it.
Hey, let's go back in time a little bit. I can't believe I'm looking at your bio, and you played here, and it was 10 years ago that you played at IUP. Can you believe like 10 years have gone by that quickly?
Oh yeah. It definitely feels like it's been a lifetime ago since I was playing.
You were, of course, the 2012 season. You got to have a lot of great memories of the 2012 season, right?
Definitely. I mean, any time during my playing career, it was all great memories, but that 12 season was very special.
How about some of the guys do you stay in contact with any of them?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. When you go through something so special as that, you definitely stay in touch with everybody.
Name a couple. We'll bring back memories here for some of these IUP people.
Alex Berdal, Shane Meisner, Terrell Barnes. Brett Ullman, Byron Duvalis, Nick Carnicella, D'Antoine Williams. Yeah, a lot of those guys.
Yeah, it goes on and on. Boy, that's a pretty good crew, huh, Coach?
Yeah, he mentioned a couple offensive linemen, so I figured he would. He better if he was the quarterback.
Yeah, it. Well, then of course, you came to IUP you transferred from UConn. How did that all come about?
That was. It's all about who you know. And Kirk Cinetti had actually given Joe Moorhead his first job, and so that was a connection along with Luke Getzey. Had played for Moorhead, so there was a lot of connection there. So when there's not a transfer portal back in that time. Now it's a little bit easier, but at that time I was very fortunate.
Yeah, it's a lot different now, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, it's free agency. Transfer portal. It's the wild, wild west now. Your name's in there, and anybody. Back then, it's just like who you heard. If we didn't know Joe and Kurt and Luke didn't know Joe, we may have never known that he was even available. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. There was times back then where you'd go, wait a minute, that guy went where? And they said, well, he went to Cal, or he went to, and we're like, how did they know about it? We never heard that he was transferring. So now with the transfer portal, it's out there. Everybody knows.
You coached Mike at Westminster for what, 3 years?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your experience there and how that all led up to eventually coming back to IUP.
It was a great experience just getting into the coaching world. Being a grad assistant, you're doing a lot of all the different miscellaneous activities, but at that level, you're able to actually coach a position. And I'm eternally grateful for everything that, Coach Benzel and Coach DeMeo and Nolf, who's actually at Edinburgh now, all taught me throughout that time. A lot of invaluable lessons, but it's always a blessing when you can come home to your alma mater. When mama calls you home, you come home. So it's good to be back.
Yeah. What particular area were you coaching up there?
I was wide receivers there as well.
You were, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you maybe talk about your wide receivers here, because that's it's as good a crew as we've seen in a long time collectively.
No question. I mean, every one of them are going to go out there and they're going to block and do whatever necessary for the team. But, you got Dwayne Brown. You don't really have to talk much more about that. He speaks for himself. Irvin Charles really jumped on the scene for us, in the last 2 games. Kashaw Carter, it just does whatever is necessary for the entire team, and he's just relentless. And then the young guy, Hilton Ridley, has started to really come into his own, which is great to see. And then we haven't really had a chance to see him yet, but Taquan Green, late transfer. So there's a great group, and there's another 12 guys in that room that are all giving everything they have, trying to get on the field, and it's just pushing everybody a little bit further.
I thought of Charles, he was our player of the game. Thought he really played a great game. He had 6 receptions, 100 yards. He had that touchdown, the 2-point receive. Did well on special teams. I think we have the touchdown that we can replay for you on Irv Charles. And Javon hit him. Go ahead, John. Let's take a look at that. It's quick, but here it is. And there it is in the far corner, and there he is, number 9. You got to give him a lot of credit for staying in Indiana, right, Coach, for all this time after everything he's gone through?
His perseverance is unbelievable. Here's what he was here to play 2 years ago, and it didn't work out with compliance and credits, and so he had to go back to Penn State and graduate. He does that. Now we're getting ready for him in spring practice, and we have the pandemic, so he doesn't have spring practice. Then, okay, we're getting ready for him in the fall. He's graduated from Penn State now, so he's a graduate. So this past fall, we're getting ready. Okay, Irvin, this is the second year now. We're ready to go, and then the season gets canceled. So he has to pump the brakes and then come back last spring for spring practice, and he did. And then he's in graduate school. And finally, this season is the season that he was really expecting to play in 2019. So, like I say, perseverance. Here's a guy that could have just said 4 or 5 different times.
Forget it.
A compliance issue, then a pandemic keeps him from playing. Who in the world would ever thought something like that happened? And for him to just stay with it and not just say, you know what, it's just not going to happen. And Mike did a great job with him, keeping him focused. There were times where he would get down, because that's a long time. He technically hadn't played football in 3 years until the Kutztown game. So, I give him a lot of credit, and hold him in high regard in regards to staying the course. I don't know if I would have been able to do that, to be honest with you.
Well, most players I don't think would, because Mike, these players now, we talked about the transfer portal and everything else. Heck with this, I can move on quickly. But, and that's a lot of credit to you too, because there are a lot of things that go behind the scenes. You might describe that when you work with these guys when you're not playing for a long time, or you have, unfortunately, the pandemic and everything else. But that's a lot of background work you need to do.
No doubt. It just goes to the relationship you have with the players. Me, Irvin, and even most of the guys in my room have a very open communication with each other. We're very honest with each other, and so he handled it about as well as you could possibly expect. But I mean, there's no book on how to handle everything that went through with the world getting shut down. There's no way to try and manage that and keep them moving forward in the right direction. So we were learning it all together, coaches and players, how to deal with this. And he's been a great young man to coach, along with most of my guys. I mean, it really is a joy to go out there every day.
Yeah. I've got a question here from Brian from Blairsville. Coach Tortorella, how do you grade all three phases of the team after 2 weeks, and the reasons for optimism? And on the other side, what keeps you up at night where you need improvements?
Well,
so the good and the bad.
I think offensively we're doing a lot of good things, but we need to put more points on the board. For all the yards we're gaining, we're protecting the ball. We only have 1 turnover in 2 games late in the game on Saturday. Yardage hasn't been a major issue, but sometimes yards don't always equate to points. And we got to score more points on offense. That's fine. That's the bottom line. Defensively, we got to stop giving up the big pass over the top. We got to get better stopping the run. But sometimes on defense, guys think they can stop everything. And when it was a funny. Back in 2012, we were number 1 in the country in defense. And when a team would make a first down, on the phones, you would think the whole world was coming to an end. And I used to just say, guys, come on. Well, even now, I mean, and we don't really have any pedigree right now, but they get a couple first downs and players are, disgruntled, and coaches are, where was he? Why was he not there? And I, it's probably me on the phone saying that. But our players think that they're going to, you're not going to get beat when teams get yards. You're going to get beat when they score points. Mm-hmm. And a 12-yard slant route isn't beating you, but a 56-yard go route is going to beat you.
Like the other day.
And unfortunately, we gave up 3 of them on Saturday. Mm. So I think we'll be fine defensively if we just stop giving up the big, deep pass. And now special teams-wise, we've been great. We even won the special teams game on Saturday against Shepherd. The punter was outstanding. We just missed 2 kickoff returns. Everybody says that in this business. We just missed 2 kickoff returns. We just missed. And, well, if this guy would have done that, and this guy would have done that, and that guy would, and Mike runs the kickoff return team. But we're literally 1 block away on one, and on the other one, if Carter just stays up the hash and doesn't bounce it outside to the field, that thing might go the whole way.
Yeah.
So, our kickoff return has looked good. Our kickoff guy's been doing a great job. We've been doing a good job covering kicks, against pretty good return guys on Saturday. Our field goal kicker has been money. He's made every kick we've asked him to make. We blocked an extra point that helped us win a game against Kutztown. And, our punter's probably leading the country. I don't know. He's got to be leading the country in punting.
I think so. I'll tell you, he's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that can be a weapon. That's not a defensive thing. It can be a weapon.
Well, he's our defensive MVP for this week, so he'll be a captain next week up at Mercyhurst.
Oh, that's the way it worked. Mike, I'm going to go back. One final question. Coach brought it up about the defense on that 2012 team. There's some guys there that I know that you fondly remember.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that whole group. I mean, and I forgot to mention earlier, but Johnny Franco. I mean, from him all the way down. I mean, it was fun in practice going against them week in and week out. I mean, it made you better. It made you have to deal with tight windows, and you didn't see many defenses like that on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So it made everybody on our offense better, and we learned how to handle adversity because you were going to see it day in and day out.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we make excuses, but there are a lot of young people on that defensive side right now that it's working in. So
yeah, I mean, and they're getting they didn't really get a growing period because Kutztown and Shepherd are 2 pretty good teams. So I mean, we may face some good quarterbacks, but we're not going to face another one like the one we saw Saturday. They've seen, about as good as it gets at receiver and at quarterback. So hopefully, we learn. It's a non-conference loss. Now we're playing for the conference every week here for the next 7 weeks. So it's a whole new season.
we'll talk about that coming back with the PSAC West. Mike, thanks for coming by.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Keep it going. I'll be watching you closely in practice, I'm sure. Mike Box, good to have him with us. We'll be back with more Hawk Talk. We're going to talk about some of these teams in the PSAC West that IUP will be facing starting at Erie against Mercyhurst this week. We'll be back with more of Hawk Talk in just a moment as we take a timeout on U92.5 and U92Radio.com.
Hey everyone, this is Ryan at Four Wheeling for Less, your local ATV and side-by-side dealership. We specialize in buying, selling, and servicing all major makes and models. In our sales department, we offer financing, warranties, and purchase appraisals. Our service department will keep you up and running for your next adventure, and our parts and accessories department can help you find whatever you're looking for. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or get service work done, visit our website, or give us a call, or stop by today.
Hi, this is Zach, and welcome to Gingerbread Man Running Company, proudly located in the heart of Indiana on Philadelphia Street since 2009. We offer the top models from the best brands of running and walking shoes. Stop in today for your free gait analysis from our expertly trained staff. We are happy to help solve any foot or shoe issue you may have. Please visit our website for more information. Gingerbread Man Running. Catch us if you can.
The Co-op store has the largest selection of IUP gifts and apparel. The Co-op is always there with its convenient location and hours. The Co-op store has been serving IUP and the Indiana community since 1933, and all profits are returned to the students through campus programs and activities. The Co-op has all your campus needs from the dorm to the classroom. Visit us online at www.iupstore.com.
Kenley Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance broker located in downtown Indiana at 689 Philadelphia Street.
Hi, my name is Nicole Kenley, a licensed insurance agent with 15 years of experience in the industry. We offer many solutions such as home, auto, renters, life, flood, and many more specialty products.
Hi, my name is Sam Kenley. We are a partner with over 30 A-rated companies such as Progressive, Travelers, Allstate, MetLife, and Nationwide, just to name a few.
Please call 724-216-0972 for your free insurance review.
This is the voice of the IUP Crimson Hawks, Jack Benedict, inviting you to follow the Hawks home and away on U92.5 FM and at U92Radio.com. Start your Saturday game day with another Indiana County tradition, the Luther Ford High School Coaches Corner Show, every Saturday morning on WDAD AM 1450, 100.3 FM, and on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Since 1969, Luther Ford's High School Coaches Corner, every Saturday from 8 to 10 on WDAD. And we're back with you and Hawk Talk right here at C.H. Field's Craft Kitchen at the Hilton Garden Inn in Indiana. Coach Paul Tortorella with me. Thanks again to assistant head coach. Yeah, that's his term. Mike Box. Good to have him along. We alluded to this, Tort, when we took a break, that the PSAC West now begins. And, of course, that's a whole new season. And Mercyhurst. Let's take a look at Mercyhurst. First of all, comment about their coach, Marty Schatzel. 19 years. He announced before the season that he is retiring. 19 years. Well, you've been here a long, long time, and he's been there. He's been the Mercyhurst program.
Sure, he does a great job there. He's a stand-up guy, first-class individual, does things the right way, runs a very disciplined program. Never have anything negative in regards to his players. They act the right way on the field. And he gets the most out of his team. And much like I, mentioned the first week against Kutztown, Mercyhurst team, they don't make a lot of mistakes. They're good in the special teams. They don't turn the ball over. They're I would be willing to say they may be the least penalized team in the last 10 years in the PSAC, if you looked at the last 10 years. I don't know that for sure, but if I had to bet on somebody, it would be them. They don't take a lot of penalties, and they play very well at home. We've had some tough games up there. We always seem to not play a great first half against them. They because they do some things that are unorthodox, especially, they play a different kind of defense. with an odd front, and they do some things differently on offense that we really don't see from a lot of other teams in our league. So it usually, unfortunately, takes us a while to get used to. It's hard to prepare for them with a scout team during the week and quite get the look that you need. But we're going to have to do that and get off to a good start up there at Mercyhurst, because what's happened the last 2 times we've played up there, we've played really, really well in both second halves up there and kind of took the game over. But it was a dogfight in the first half.
Well, you talk about dogfights, and I remember the overtime game. I think it was Kurt's second year.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we had to block an extra point. Didn't we block an extra point?
Yeah. And, I mean, that was like 35-29 or something like that. That was a struggle. And they had some really quality players at that time. Yeah.
And they're real good players playing at Duquesne now. The running back. I can't think of his name right now, but he's a starting running back at Duquesne, and he's the last 2 years that we've played him. Obviously, not last year. He was a major part of their offense. So not having him this year's hurt them a little bit. When you watch them the first 3 games, they don't have that kind of go-to guy that they had when he was playing for them. But they're really young. They play hard. They're very aggressive and physical on defense, and like I say, they always have really good special teams. So it'll be a tough game up there.
The stat that I noted here of all of them in 3 games, and they're 1-2, they've given up 16 sacks in 3 games. So again, I think what you're alluding to is what, youth?
I think it's a little bit of youth and them getting behind. 9 of those sacks were against Westchester in week 2, and they fell behind. They actually scored first and went up 7-0, and then I want to say Westchester scored the next 28 or 35 points and got up on them in the second half. So it was pretty much, to try to get back. They're not a throw it every down team, and when they got behind, that's what they became. They want to play with the lead. Their type of offense that they run and the type of philosophy that Marty has is they want to try to get the lead and shorten the game, run the ball, play great defense. If you can get a lead on them early in the game and make them play catch up, they don't really want to do that. So that's imperative that we come out and play a strong first half up there.
Is it tough to play up there?
I like it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
The atmosphere.
I like it. I like playing them now instead of in November up there.
I agree.
Now, I don't know if you remember the one year we played them there with Kurt. The wind was so bad that I said to Kurt, I think if we win the toss, we ought to take the wind. He said, really? You think so? He goes, hold on. He got on his cell phone and called Big Guy. He says, hey, Tort says with this wind as bad as it is, it was like 40-mile-an-hour winds that day.
Yeah.
It was cold, but it wasn't snowing, but it was unbelievably windy. And he asked the Big Guy, he says, what do you think about that? Tort thinks we ought to take the wind if we win the toss. And Big Guy must have said to do it because we did it.
You did it, yeah.
And believe me, we took the wind. We kicked off out of the end zone. We got them third down, and Terrell Holloway intercepted a ball, ran it down to about the 10. We scored. We were up 7-0. Kicked the ball out of the end zone again. I mean, because the wind was unbelievable. We stopped them again, and they had a 10-yard punt into the wind. And Lenny Williams was first, it might have been his sophomore year as our quarterback, and we took it in and we went up 14-0. I think we only won the game 24-3 or 24-6 or something like that. So something like that, but I don't think you're going to run into a weather deal like that. Now, like the last 2 times we've played them up there, it's been 70 and sunny and beautiful.
Yeah, it should be good Saturday for any fans who may be going to Erie. It's supposed to be in the 60s, and that'll be great football weather. I noticed, and I don't know, I may be out of line. I'm not out of line, but it seems as though you took extra time talking to your team after the game the other day when you were over. Maybe it was just me and my time frame or whatever, but nothing there at all. No.
Well, I think the one thing I talked to them about, the one thing I was proud of is we played a really good fourth quarter. We played hard. They didn't put it in the ice freezer either now. They're throwing with 6 minutes to go, which that's fine. I mean, they're trying to score. I understand that totally. So it's not like they just let us get back into the game and kind of just ran the ball. And they were still playing. So I thought our fourth quarter, we responded on both sides of the ball and played very well when things were tough. We didn't do that in the third quarter. The third quarter, the negative part of what I had talked to the team about was we didn't handle adversity very well in the third quarter. And the resiliency that we showed in the Kutztown game, we didn't show in the third quarter on Saturday, and that's why it went sideways there for that third quarter. Mm-hmm. But the positive thing was in the fourth quarter, we got after it. We played a strong fourth quarter. Got it to a two-score. Our talk was, hey, let's get it to a two-score game, and if we do, we'll try an onside kick. We went for it on 4th and 1 from our own 48. We tried an onside kick. So there's two. If we get the onside kick and we make it on 4th and 1, there's two possessions that if we score and make both 2-point plays, we still have a chance to tie the game. Mm-hmm. I would have been willing to say at the end of the third quarter to think that we were going to get it to that would have been a hard thing to really visualize, but we did, and on both sides of the ball, we moved the ball on offense. Matter of fact, we were driving there with 4 minutes to go, and they had to fumble when the ball came out of Javon's hands.
Yeah.
We got a guy running wide open that he's getting ready to throw it to, and it just came, but he was going to get hit now, so I don't know if the ball would actually got to who he was throwing it to, mm-hmm. But before he got hit, the ball slipped out of his hands, and that's how it was a fumble. But we're on that drive. We're down on their 35, I think, driving there. And if we score and make the 2-point play, we're within 8, and we're going to try another onside kick. So our guys didn't quit. And usually when it goes sideways in the third quarter, it stays sideways in the fourth quarter. We didn't let that happen.
Yeah. Well, it was a good crowd again.
Oh, great crowd.
Great crowd.
Great crowd.
More than we had the first week.
Right.
I hope it continues. Next home game will be in 2 weeks. That'll be Gannon coming up. And, this particular game with Mercyhurst is they don't seem to have any stars when we talk about the Lakers mm-hmm. again. But I think that probably relates to their coach, of how solid they are, and they don't really beat themselves.
Yeah, I think that's, they play hard. They play a lot of guys. They'll play, 2 units on defense. I watched their game against Westchester. They used 8 offensive linemen.
Oh my!
They used 3 running backs. So, and then defensively, they're liable to come out the third series of game and have 11 new guys out there on defense. So they substitute pretty freely and try to play a lot of players. And the thing they do, they're good on special teams. That's where they help themselves, and we can't let the special teams has to be a winning edge for us. Mm.
I think they're trying to make it tough for the broadcaster with all these people. 8 offensive linemen.
Yeah, they used 8 on against Westchester 2 weeks ago. Mm. And I don't think I didn't see anybody get injured. Mm. So I think they're trying to find their way. They're a little young. They were 2 years ago when we played them. They had a big senior team. I don't know if they had 29 like Shepherd, but I can remember 2 years ago when we went up there, I think they had 22 seniors on that team. Mm-hmm. So they're probably trying to, bring some young guys, without having the year last year. It looks like they're a lot younger on both sides of the ball. They had that quarterback that played for 3 years, Altavilla. He's not there, so now they're playing a kid by the name of Lowry from Pickerington, Ohio. Great high school, one of the best high school programs in the state of Ohio. He's their quarterback, and I think he's a junior. Mm-hmm. So he's been a backup and kind of an understudy to Altavilla for a couple years now, and seems like that's who their quarterback is now. So they also have a transfer running back that was at Pitt and Grand Valley State, Shantez Moss.
I saw that on the roster.
Right.
Yeah.
And he plays some for him, and they use 3 running backs. So it's hard on defense to get a beat on what they're doing because they're substituting so freely. It's hard to figure out what personnel grouping they're in.
We're good, yeah.
And I hear defensive coaches screaming. One guy need the grouping. Another guy, well, I told you it's 12. No, it's 11. No, it's 21. And Smitty's has had it at that point. But
well, you've been down that road.
Yeah, I have, and thank goodness I'm off that road.
Yeah. All right, we're going to be back. We're going to wrap it up with Coach Tortorella in just a moment. Hawk Talk. We're going to continue on U92.5 and U92Radio.com right after these messages.
Hey everyone, this is Ryan at Four Wheeling for Less, your local ATV and side-by-side dealership. We specialize in buying, selling, and servicing all major makes and models. In our sales department, we offer financing, warranties, and purchase appraisals. Our service department will keep you up and running for your next adventure, and our parts and accessories department can help you find whatever you're looking for. So whether you're looking to buy, sell, trade, or get service work done, visit our website, or give us a call, or stop by today.
Hi, this is Zach, and welcome to Gingerbread Man Running Company, proudly located in the heart of Indiana on Philadelphia Street since 2009. We offer the top models from the best brands of running and walking shoes. Stop in today for your free gait analysis from our expertly trained staff. We are happy to help solve any foot or shoe issue you may have. Please visit our website for more information. Gingerbread Man Running. Catch us if you can.
The Co-op store has the largest selection of IUP gifts and apparel. The Co-op is always there with its convenient location and hours. The Co-op store has been serving IUP and the Indiana community since 1933, and all profits are returned to the students through campus programs and activities. The Co-op has all your campus needs from the dorm to the classroom. Visit us online at www.iupstore.com.
Kenley Insurance is a family-owned and operated insurance broker located in downtown Indiana at 689 Philadelphia Street.
Hi, my name is Nicole Kenley, a licensed insurance agent with 15 years of experience in the industry. We offer many solutions such as home, auto, renters, life, flood, and many more specialty products.
Hi, my name is Sam Kenley. We are partnered with over 30 A-rated companies such as Progressive, Travelers, Allstate, MetLife, and Nationwide, just to name a few.
Please call 724-216-0972 for your free insurance review.
This is the voice of the... And welcome back to our final segment of Hawk Talk. We're glad to be with you each and every Monday here at the C.H. Fields Craft Kitchen in the Hilton Garden Inn. Spread the word, tell the fans all about it. We've had good response the first week and coming into this week with Coach Tort. Going to Mercyhurst game Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff. Will you go up Friday?
Yeah, we'll go up Friday night. We got a pretty good routine. You know, we've played up there so much. We usually stay in the same hotel, whether we're playing Gannon, Edinburgh, or Mercyhurst. Mm-hmm. And then actually, I don't know who else. Usually there's somebody else playing up there. Cal, maybe one time I think we've run into up there.
I think maybe Clarion might be up there.
But Clarion will go over the day of the game. It's usually if Cal or Seton Hill is playing up there, they'll stay in the hotel right next to ours, or the one time we were in the same hotel. But yeah, it's a great routine. It's a 2.5-hour bus ride. We're used to it. We get over to the stadium. It's a unique little stadium that I really enjoy playing at. It's a kind of a long walk from the locker room to the field, but I don't really mind it.
Well, it's a time to clear your mind.
Yeah, I guess so. Or decide not to go and just go walk and play golf somewhere.
No, you don't want to do that. One other thing, it was Hall of Fame weekend, and
right.
And that all worked out well. The luncheon was great. They had enough time. We had enough time in
right.
between to get them over for the kickoff, and it was 4 representatives from football,
right.
which was it's just a great day.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get over there and see most of the people that were inducted before the luncheon actually started, which was good. I really enjoyed seeing Leander Jordan get in, a guy from the inner city of Pittsburgh that, probably, to be honest with you, if we don't recruit him, he probably doesn't even go to college. And I can turn that one over to the big guy. He saw something in him, just 1 year of football, and, the guy played, I think, 7-8 years in the NFL.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and Mike Borisenko and Dan Radakovich and, of course, Paul Koval.
Right.
And it was so good to see big guy Frank Signetti and the other coaches there. Tort, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it a lot. We'll see you at practice.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
All right, Coach Paul Tortorella. And thanks to Danielle Pisarczyk, our studio engineer, and John B. Smathers here at our location at the Hilton Garden Inn. We'll see you next Monday at 6 o'clock for Hawk Talk.